I can say we can get started and just basically walk through introductions, and as people arrive, they can introduce themselves as well. But we have a small little agenda to cover today. Just basically talk about the program, get a chance for everyone to say hello, and for the board to meet the fellows and the fellows to meet the board. So, but yes, my quick introduction is that, as I said before, my name is Peter Yang. I was a fellow last year, and it's been my pleasure to be a part of the Gamma Horizon Fellowship subcommittee to lead this year's class of fellows into the next generation of what is it? Horizon Fellowship people. With us is a lot of other board members who are present, which include Devin, who that works with what is it, Night Moves Cafe. And we have Jacob, who's here as with Games by James. I remember I'm blanking on everyone's businesses. I should have written these all down. Chrissy, your EAP Toys.
Yep, Toy and Games. Yep.
Toys and Games. That's it. It's official title, Toy and Games. Jamie is with Triple Rainbow. I think
Triple Rainbow Games.
Yeah. You would hate me if I did that wrong. So, but Alejandro, I don't know your. You have a company called Lamp Games. You are forced to join us, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Toy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just walking through a list here. And then we have Mary Wong with Hot Banana Games, Emily Vincent with Pink Hawk Games, and then Kat Dryer with Kiwi Games. It's fantastic. Yeah, quick introduction. We'll walk through everyone and get a chance to talk about themselves. I just want you to know that there are other people, board members, who are not available here today, which include Daniel Standring, who is a social media specialist, including Grant with SCP Global. We have a Dustin Stats, and Angelica Bello, who is the person who is handling all of our emails and communications too. So you've met Annie before. Molly Zeff, who is Wing It Games, has done a lot to help support the board and keeps me on my toes. Andrew Chesney, who is with Chip Theory Games, has been a proud proprietor for sponsorship and helping organize people getting to Gamma. And we also have Jordan McLaughlin from Rookie Mage, who's been helping out too. Did we all hear that? What was that? I don't know what that was.
I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe it was OBS.
Oh, that could be it. I heard a little dinging, and I was like, I wonder what that was. Okay. With that being my brief introduction phase, I will pass it around to the board to have themselves introduce themselves. So, Devin, would you like to go first?
Sure, I will go first. My name is Devin Trevelyan. I run Night Moves Cafe in Boston, Massachusetts. I have very small technological knowledge, but on the other side of that, we have been hosting small publishers at conventions for, I think, 7 years now, where we will essentially create space and make it more viable for smaller publishers to have a space. And in December 21st of this year, the cafe will be 10 years old. So it's been going for a good while. And if you're in Boston in December, come to the cafe because it's going to be great. But other than that, I will pass it on to Chrissy. Why don't you go?
Hey everybody, I'm Chrissy with EAP Toy and Games, and I was a fellow last year. I feel very lucky that I was given that opportunity, and I'm super excited for everyone that gets to be a fellow this year. And I wanted to give back and give as much time as I can, as little as I have, to support the committee. So, but please feel free to reach out anytime if you get the opportunity or have any questions. I'm always happy to answer what I can.
My name is Jacob. I'm with Games by James. We have 7 stores in the Twin Cities, Minnesota area. Peter has a question. Oh, no, you're just waving. Okay.
Yes, I forgot that we
I should
emotes.
hit the megaphone too.
Oh yes.
Everyone's so close together. I'm not sure if it really matters. Our stores are in shopping malls, so we kind of have stores that are for anyone that's ever been in our shopping mall is our target market. So, but I'm the lead buyer.
Megaphone time. So I'm Jamie Sabriel. I'm with Turple Rainbow Games, and like Peter and Chrissy, I was a fellow last year. We have a couple of other previous fellows on the board too, so you'll see them floating around at some point. But yeah, I was blown away by how cool the program was, and I definitely wanted to get involved because it is exactly the kind of thing that I'm trying to do with my company. So it was a natural fit, and I'm excited to help out with anything I can. So let me know if you have any questions about anything. As mentioned, I'm the tech guru. If you need help setting up a Discord or anything like that, just let me know.
Well, fantastic. Thank you all, everyone. We also have Adam, who's hanging out here, who's officially a part of the Gamut. Adam Ziegler. They went to go get lunch, breakfast, but they're going to be the owner of this actual spatial chat hub and the ones recording the call. So thank you to Adam and supporting our endeavors. Appreciate you. But with that, let's jump into the fellows. Hello, fellows. Please. Who is courageous enough to go first? Please speak up.
I can go first.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'll click on your microphone.
You can all hear me. I can click on the microphone for some reason. Okay. So I'm Marie. I'm from Hop on the Games. We create. So I usually work with another person, which is her name is Pauline. So we create Asian themed board games, and our known title is Steam Up. So thank you for inviting us to join this program, and I'm very excited about it.
All right, I can go. Emily Vincent with Pink Hawk Games. So we don't have a known title out there, but looking to establish ourselves. So the two titles that I'm working on that would be published under this are Good Kitties, a cooperative game of house cats taking over the world, and Pirates of the High Teas, which is a set collection game of pirates and afternoon tea. So seeking to bring some story point like moments from RPG style things, but seeking to reach diverse audiences by working with diverse designers.
Okay, sure. I'll go next. I'm Kat Dreyer from Dreyer Inc. I'm sorry, I forgot to put Dreyer Inc. on my little label. I didn't realize I was supposed to do that. I've done that now. So again, like Emily, not published yet, but hoping to get some games across the line as part of this. We've got BubbleNet, which is on its way to being on Kickstarter soon, hopefully. And then, of course, my dog knows that I'm talking now and has come to interrupt. Stop, Lizzie. She's going to knock the table over. I'll stop there.
Hey, my name is Alejandro, and I'm starting a publishing company called Lamph Games. And the first game that I'm designing is called Fluffy Dragons, which is a bluffing betting game. Yeah, I'm launching it on Kickstarter on March 5th. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. I will say it's a pleasure to meet you all. When we were going through applications, it was, oh yeah, March is not far away, dude. That is like soon. But no, it's a pleasure to see you all. When we were going through applications, it was tough to really narrow things down, especially because the next step here is to kind of go over the overview for the fellowship and just kind of discuss. I know we sent a big email talking about what you all get as being a fellow, but I'm just going to walk through it individually just so that you can kind of like get a grasp of what we recommend utilizing the fellowship here. So the first thing that everyone gets is going to be a regular one-on-one coaching session with dedicated mentors, as well as these virtual workshops. So you are all going to be assigned a mentor. Actually, you've all been assigned a mentor. We just need to get you in contact with each other. We recommend doing a monthly, at minimum, meeting with that mentor to help keep you on track. You can go as much as bi-weekly or weekly, depending on how busy your mentor is. You guys should definitely discuss about their bandwidth as well. But we recommend like asking questions and taking notes. Like have a working document between you and your mentor, or have a notebook that you can always constantly be writing down the questions and getting the answers that you need to help you in your wherever you are in your publisher journey. The idea with these great workshops are also going to be right here in the spatial chat. It is going to be the same link for every single AMA moving forward. So this gaming at spatial chat is going to be the exact same place we'll meet every other week. Every 2 weeks is kind of the goal to do AMAs. And at the very end, we'll also ask for a Q&A for if there's any type of topics you guys are interested in hearing. We will definitely do our best to find the right persons or coaches or mentors who are able to speak to you the questions you have, and we'll hopefully be able to just do a full AMA about that. So everyone has a question. Is the AMA public? Only now. It is not. It is only for fellows and the Rising Stars, which I will talk about in a little bit. But basically, the Rising Star is somebody who applied to be a fellow. Ask me anything in presentations. Yes. A Rising Star person is a fellow, somebody who applied to be a fellow but didn't quite make the cut. But we still want to include them here because they were very promising candidates who are definitely wanting to be a part of the community. It just matters that the next few things that we do offer are going to be like monetary wise, which is why we can't offer it to everybody. Because another thing that you get with the fellowship is a complimentary membership to Gamma, which is valued at $300. So you'll get a Gamma email contact and an official Gamma account, which includes $1,000 stipend for business and operational expenses. So it's basically straight up usable to whatever you need to help develop your games, publish, or like do marketing, etc. This also includes a free admission to Gamma Expo with a complimentary hotel stay. So that's going to be very, very promising to get your opportunity to showcase your game, whatever you're manufacturing, wherever stage you are at that time next year. When we go to Gamma together, is a full booth, table, hotel, so on and so forth. So and Origins, I don't think and Origins, just Gamma. No, no, that's a lot. But maybe down the road.
It's just Gamma. It's just Gamma now, but perhaps this year we worked with them and had a big push. So it's possible we can do something for Origins, but nothing is planned yet.
The reason I ask is because I bought the membership last year because it gave me Gamma and Origins tickets. So does that mean I have to pay for Origins tickets this year?
This year you should have your Origins tickets will be free. If you have,
that's the bit that I wanted to check. I didn't mean a booth at Origins. Tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, the benefit for fellowships related to Gamma is the complimentary hotel and a $1,000 stipend for travel, to cover travel. That's in addition to the $1,000 stipend for the business.
Yeah. And this is basically why the fellowship is separated from the Rising Stars. So that, because this basically says that we are wanting to offer as much financial support here, which include things like pro bono legal service. We will get you in contact with an actual legal assistant, a lawyer, which is oftentimes an expensive thing to do. To just even get a consultation to help answer questions or even recommendations about how to structure your business if you don't have a business, or how to best, like, what is the word I'm looking for? Best legal operations, so on and so forth. BRB dog, you're okay, Kat. Go ahead. But it's a good time to be like, hey, I have questions about how I need to, because if you're working with a partner, you have to figure out how your business structure or how you're going to be reciprocating revenue, so on and so forth, or realizing profits and so on and so forth. And it's good just to have a legal person to explain those things to you. And of course, at the end of the fellowship, one publisher and one retailer participant will be selected to each receive a $5,000 grant to maintain and grow their prospective business. We'll talk more about that closer toward the end as we get closer to Gamma, because this is basically your opportunity to write a grant proposal and say, hey, if I receive this $5,000, here's what I plan to do with it. Here's how I want to impact the community, so on and so forth. And so this is just, not everyone will get this, but only fellows get the opportunity to apply for this $5,000 grant. It does not apply to Rising Stars. Yeah, but that's just the overview. Again, I recommend making great use of your mentor to help answer questions, but we also want to explain a difference between our coaches. So as a part of the fellowship, you get access to this little document that has a bunch of people's contact information and like their backgrounds and expertise. It's kind of like a network of contacts, and those are going to be coaches. A coach is somebody who is basically opening up some time to help answer questions, but they're not a direct mentor. We want to say that we recommend asking questions to your mentor directly. And if they can't answer them, or if they need help finding an answer, then the two of you can work through our coaches or look through our workbook and network to see if there's somebody you can reach out to help answer that question. So that's the difference between what a mentor is and what your coach is. Cool. And then the Rising Stars. I mentioned it before. Again, they're wonderful people that we just want to recognize that their applications are great. We want them to succeed in this community, but we just couldn't we just can't. We don't have the funding to give money to everybody. Is the answer really? So, but we are working our way. We just want to include them in this because we hope that they can continue to grow in our community in a healthy way, and that's what our program's about. So that's what we're here for. Cool. All right, that's actually the last bit I have for questions, or last bit I had for this little orientation. I would love to open up for Q&A for all of our mentees and help answer any immediate question you guys have right now. Or Devin, do you have something to say? Yeah.
No, I think that's any questions now is a good time.
There is one quick thing I wanted to add about the benefits that the fellows get, because this is something that I thought was very cool. Andrew Chesney, the guy who runs Chip Theory Games, the CEO of Chip Theory, and he and I are going to be helping fellows with the booth design for their booths at Gamma. Yeah. So you will be assisted on designing the booth. So don't you worry about that. We will help you there.
Yeah, you guys will get funding or sponsorship. They're sponsoring you to get a 10x10 backdrop, and basically a tablecloth is the minimum. There are a couple other things that they can help swing in with that budget, but I believe that's something everyone gets. So
yes. So I believe it's the same as last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's yet another a separate $1,000 stipend, up to $1,000 covered of stuff you need for your booth.
Yeah,
that's correct.
It's exciting.
Yes.
Yes, questions, please.
Thank you. Yes, that's a huge relief. That was one of my questions, actually. Prior to this, I've done about 15 years of craft markets, so I know how much it costs to set up a booth. And I was thinking, how am I going to do that? So that makes a massive difference. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, I also want to add a little to that because I was wondering the same, because since I'm gonna be launching my project one day after Gamma begins, so I was like, okay, now I have to spend money on the booth, so I need to figure out how I'll do that. So yeah, that's thank you for adding.
Yeah, of course. So to recap, there's a $1,000 stipend that you get as part of Gamma that you can use on whatever you want. We will cover up to $1,000 of travel expenses to Gamma, and up to $1,000 for the booth specifically, and the hotel is free.
And
I'll
Andrew,
say too, they cover they did a whole thing for us last year to talk about the booth setup, and $1,000 goes a very long way. You can make a great looking booth. So you really won't have to spend a dime. I mean, your eating is taken care of, everything. So feel comfort in knowing that this trip is such a benefit to you and your company. It's amazing. You guys will be just fine.
So, because I've never had a booth, right? And I'm just sort of thinking about I have a logo for my company and a set of colors and stuff like that, and I have some artwork from some of my games, but I guess I'm curious, sort of what do I need to start thinking about what kind of artwork I need to acquire now in order to make this booth? I see Kat nodding. Okay, so soon.
So there will be AMAs specifically designed and laid out time-wise so that you will have time to do that. But so Gamma is earlier this year. It's the first week in March. So I think realistically from when you're setting up a booth standpoint, you want to be 2 months out of that. That's a good cushion. You probably could do it within 6 weeks, but you want to have all of those assets and all of that stuff already done by then. There will be heads up, but doing it now, doing it as soon as possible is always better, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is an excellent Q&A that we can work on potentially to say, hey, you know what? We should actually discuss what goes into branding, what goes into marketing, what you need for those kind of things. So I made a note that we should find somebody to do an AMA about this, which is actually on our docket for publishers on what is it? Okay, quick segue. AMA schedule is going to be about every other week starting September 11th. That's going to be a Monday, 6 p.m. That's going to be for retailers. And it looks like kind of unanimously when Annie was sending out when the best hosts the AMA schedule for publishers, that's going to be around Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And this is all Eastern time, mind you. 6 p.m. Eastern on the every other week on Thursdays. So that'd be September 14th is going to be the first time we'll do some. And maybe our kind of tentative goal was to maybe do something about social media, community branding for the holidays. So we could talk about Q&A for that too. Oh, not Q&A. Branding is also for 3 p.m. PST. Yes, that's correct.
The guidelines are for it to be basically every 2 weeks, but depending on obviously holiday scheduling and things, we've gone 2 weeks in a row or had a little lapse there. There's to be more flexible with people's time.
And I wanted to loop back to the concerns about the booth, Emily. For Gamma, when I was one of the fellows, none of my stuff came on time, so I had to bootleg the entire setup at Gamma, and it was just fine. I went to Staples, I printed out 8.5 by 11s. I got a bunch of those plastic signs. I borrowed tablecloths from people, and I put boxes down to make a tiered system, and I laid out my games, and it was very, very bare bones, and it was just fine. So if I can survive having the worst booth ever, everything else will be fine.
Yeah, Jamie signed games and got a job at Gamma. Thing worked out fine for them. They're fine.
Yeah, I think my question was sort of around and I think this is what the AMA will address, but if you're sort of investing in booth material, right, should it be just very much your brand, or should it have specific game content on it, right? What's going to be a longer term useful thing?
Emily, there's images too that we took from last year and the year before to show you what the fellows did. But even just general research of any game convention, just look at people's booths and just make it best for your brand, because for sure you want to brand yourself and your company. But you'll see what different people did, and like Jamie said, they made it work. But if it works out for you to build your presence, take advantage.
Yeah, I believe a lot of the fellows last year used this as an opportunity to get a really nice banner that they can bring to every convention they go to. Anything that will help your long-term goals. Use that budget however you feel is best for yourself.
Yeah, it's really the idea is to give you longevity, right? So that it's not just for Gamma, it's for conventions coming up in the future. If you do have a product like I know Alejandro is going to launch the next day, then you may want to spend some of that budget specifically on that product. But if you're going from a more of a long term, you don't know if they're going to be out by then, spend that on your logo, getting it big, and getting a really nice banner that you can travel with and have to many different conventions.
And last year we did have a lot of prospective publishers, a lot of people that were showing the excitement for the future and not actually selling products at the expo. That is perfectly all right. All of us are everyone's in a different stage in the board game community. Even if you have had great success, or if this is going to be your first time running a Kickstarter, this program should be for everyone. These booths should make a lot of sense for everyone. So I definitely don't want anyone intimidated by the process of booth design.
It's also good to note that within the fellowship, the publishers that are chosen, there are perspective and established. So there even within the fellowship itself, people are going to be at different stages. So I know last year, in years past, we've had people be like, well, I'm not anywhere near that stage. And that is the point. That is by design. So don't like look to your left and be like, what are they? They have so much more than me. Like the idea is to create and help at every stage. So.
One other question I had thinking about actually having a booth. Is there anyone here who knows about e-com kind of stuff that integrates with your sales at the booth? Who can help with that? I know that my mentor will be able to help, but I don't want to tie up their time with that. If there is someone in the group who can.
So you're talking more like to like sell products on hand, sort of like at a Gen Con or a consumer show?
No, just in general to be able to integrate my so I'll have an inventory. I want to be able to integrate my inventory that I sell online with what I sell at booths and things like that. I know Gamma, I'm not necessarily going to be selling things there.
Yeah.
With that in mind as being the path that I'm moving along.
Yeah, the short version is there is definitely going to be someone to help you that you will be able to ask. We might need a second to track down who would be best for that, but the short version is yes. We have a part of the program is that we are building this large community of designers and publishers and retailers and all this other stuff, so that way we can help each other with questions like that. So that might be a good question to ask to the Facebook group if you join that, or the WhatsApp, something like that, so we can sort of crowdsource the information and get someone to get you an answer that's very laser focused on what you need, you know?
Thanks, because my experience is in New Zealand, so that doesn't really work for here.
Right.
And we have not yet announced the mentor pairings yet, right? Okay.
Nope.
Once there's we're still finalizing that, making sure all the mentors and everything, like but there's a very good chance that your mentor might be able to just help you with that directly.
I know who my mentor is. I just don't want to. I know that they'll also be quite busy and don't want to tie them up with the minutiae. If there's someone else who can help me with that, so that I can focus on asking them about like game stuff, because this is more business running stuff.
Are you just asking from like an integration standpoint, or like looking for a point of sale?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that I can help with for sure. So if you want to send any questions to me, I've been doing point of sale and that for conventions for years. That part of it I know for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kat, I also have a little bit experience related to online sale and POS, especially in conventions. So you can ask me a question too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I think Emily had a question.
Yeah, it was Jamie said Facebook group and WhatsApp chat, and I went, what?
Yeah, we're going to be sending those links out in the welcome packet email. I don't think that was sent out yet, Peter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so we are finalizing those links as well. You should be getting those this week, I say tentatively. But yeah, they are online social media hubs where we are in previous. Well, I'm not in the Facebook group. I'm in the WhatsApp chat, but because burn social media to the ground. So anyway, so yeah, you will see those soon, and the idea is that you will see the fellows from last year as well. And in the Facebook group, I believe there's also a bunch of the coaches and mentors, but I'm not 100% sure what it looks like because I'm not on Facebook. And there will also probably be a Discord server for the fellows. We're still working out the details there. I am going to push for a Discord server because it rules, but that's a future fight.
I've already posted the link to the Facebook group into the chat down below. I am going to create a link to this Horizon group chat. The real thought is that it is people's phone numbers, so we want to be a little bit more respectful for that people's like personal information, if you will. But yes, there will be soon a big WhatsApp chat that's going to be where we invite all the people of this year's class and have them mingle potentially with last year's class as well. That's the intention, at least, I should say. So we'll work on that. But the link doesn't work. Oh, maybe it is an invite only. It is a private group, so maybe you have to actually create like an invite group link for that. Secret group. Ooh, no, you guys are in. You guys are part of the Cool Club. Welcome to the Cool Club, guys. Okay, yeah. We are the Cool Club. Yes, it's true. All right. But yeah, so we are technically a little over our 30-minute timeline, but I'm happy to help answer any other questions while you guys are here.
We
Jacob?
do need topics for the AMAs.
Yes.
We would like to just make sure whatever everyone wants to get out of this program, like we want to have AMAs being asked for it. Who is being asked? You're being asked.
You are. You specifically, Kat Dreher, are being asked. As well as all the other
We're going to have us special presenters, industry veterans. I did not. I understand your question now. Like last year, we had. I'm blanking on his name. He's with Underdog Games. They do a lot of Amazon sales.
Hassan.
Yes, he is the nicest, most amazing guy, and he was just really amazing for Amazon sales. We do have a lot of AMAs that we did the previous years, and we can do a lot of those again. But really, we want to make sure that we customize the schedule for what you specifically want from the program this year.
Yeah, it's the idea here is that we have a layout, we have a framework that we started with. This is the third cohort, third year, yay! But the idea is that every year we're honing and like Jacob said, customizing it to what you need. So the best way for us to be able to help you is for you to say, hey, I need this, and don't be shy. Don't say I'm bugging you. Like, be loud and squeaky and tell us what you need, and that makes it so much easier for us to, okay, we'll plan this AMA here, we'll plan this AMA here, and this coach here, and we can set up all the questions that you or want to have answered by doing so.
Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood. To clarify what I was trying to say, the only thing we need from the fellows are topics that you want us to cover. You give us topics. Hey, what do you want to hear about? We'd love an AMA about how to set up a booth. Okay, great, cool. And then we do all the work and find the people that are experts in the field and bring them in.
Yeah, I've already written down 3 ideas, such as what goes into branding and logos, booth setup, what is most important, and point of sales. Running. Those are like 3 different potential AMA ideas.
And we might wrap that one up into like preparing for Gamma, to like hit a couple of topics at once.
In what forum or format would you like those requests? Like shoot you an email, put it on the Facebook group when we get in there, right?
If you know the topics right now, you can tell me right now. I have a lovely notebook. If you want to brainstorm,
yes,
I am not great with the technology. I'm not going to be doing the Facebook, but I do have an email. I just put it in the chat. And it's not a Hotmail account, so I'm not completely out of touch. Please send me any topic ideas you have through email. That's probably a better idea than asking you right on the spot. We're going to try to finalize the schedule for the entire year, since we have a couple of schedules of previous years already. But it should make it a lot easier to line up the presenters ahead of time. And we want to make sure that everyone that was wanted to be a part of this this year, everyone that volunteered to be a coach and a mentor, that we can make sure that we have a presentation that they can speak about.
Mm-hmm. So Kat, to address your 2 messages in your bullet point list of 4 things, most of those we already have on the docket. There is always at least one marketing, overall marketing thing. The first person that we know we're going to invite is Danny Lowe, if that helps at all. So, and multiple others. Kurt Covert will also probably be one of the coaches because he loves getting in on that particular topic. And that will wrap a few of these things. The building online communities and the choosing influencers, those are likely to be wrapped in the same thing. We try to be efficient with what it is. So instead of having hyper-focused one, it's like, here's a general one. Because the AMAs, they go for like an hour, hour and a half. So we can cover multiple topics. And in terms of knowing who the guests might be, the goal is, I'm not sure of exact, I can't give you, yeah, oh man, I feel seen. So the goal is, we're trying to do these AMAs every 2 weeks. So in an ideal world, we're doing them every 2 weeks. And, mere days or less after this one concludes, you will get an email saying, hey, in a couple weeks, here's the next subject. Here are the coaches. Send us any questions you have. That might not work out perfectly, but that is what our goal is.
And don't worry about requesting topics that we're already planning on covering. If anything, if no one is asking about sourcing booth materials, it might send us the message that, they don't want to know that. So just anything you want to cover, even if you believe it's something that, obviously they're going to cover this, add it to the list. And if you can send me the email by the end of the week, that would be really amazing. And I believe that's still in the chat somewhere, jacob@gamesbyjames.com.
I just wanted to ask, we're going to get legal services from the through the scholarship, but also do we get any advisory for how to prepare the business for taxes and all the boring parts of making a company, all that stuff? So,
oh yes, we will tell you all the boring parts that you never knew you needed to know.
That's a good topic for an AMA. So it's definitely something we've done in the past. Shoot that over to Jacob.
So I don't know where the sort of if there's a line between stuff that might be more game design versus publishing, right? But thinking about how to work with or find cultural consultants, or if you felt like you wanted a developer to take a final pass at the game you're about to publish. I only work with myself and people that I know, right? And so I don't necessarily I know that I want to find a cultural consultant on one of my games, and I don't know how to do that. Or
that
what
would
to ask for them when I get there. Yeah, no, go ahead, Jamie.
That would be really good for the choosing influencers and content creators. That could be a good thing to roll into that, but that's another good topic. And I think just hiring freelancers in a general sense for various tasks, because also artists and graphic designers and stuff. That's a whole world. That's something. Also, so I put my email here, jamie@triplerainbowgames.com. I have some experience with that. Not as much as an AMA would cover, but I could answer specific questions on how to find artists, graphic designers, and a couple of other things. I know that in the social media, the general social media AMA that we will definitely do, that will cover how to find influencers and content creators. It might also, I think cultural consultants should veer into more of a how to find freelancers to hire kind of a thing. But yeah, that's also a good topic.
I do believe that might be a better one to ask, and ask your mentor if hey, do you know someone I can talk to about this? It might not be as good of an AMA topic just because it might not apply to everyone. So yeah, being covered as a subcategory in a topic, but we should, like Jamie said, there's someone in our network that can help you with that for sure. And I don't believe we have confirmed Danny Lowe yet for this first. Has Danny already confirmed, or are we just
no? I know
Danny?
that she's been in the past ones, and we were going to ask her. I was trying to give examples of people that we've had as coaches in the past to highlight the caliber of coach that we have in a general sense.
So don't get too excited yet. We will ask Danny. I know Danny has been very generous with Danny's time in the past. So, but just not confirmed yet.
Also, I don't know if this was answered on one of the emails, but I couldn't find it. I think it was on the first email. They sent a link for all the previous webinars and pre-recorded things, but like you have to. How do we get into the Gamma website? Because I'm assuming, yeah. You need something?
So are you asking, just to be clear, about each AMA, like in Spatial Chat that we're doing right now, will be recorded, and so if you can't make it, then there will be a way for you to access that so you can watch it later. Is that the question?
He's asking about also how to get into Gamma and the login. We will get that information to you as we go along. So yes, we will eventually get you'll officially get a Gamma login, a website, email, so on and so forth. You'll create your own login information to go along with it. But yeah, that is all on its way. But I've also written down these are really good, great AMA ideas. So I've been written all this long. I am not Sen Foon Lim, but I can help with pitches and writing and brief writing. Like I feel like I'm okay at it, but I'm not a professionally paid Sen Foon Lim is. But oh, an AMA about Gamma resources, that's a good idea too.
I think we actually had that last year.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was actually one of the AMAs. If nothing else, one of the first panels that they do, is panel the right word? I think panel is the right word. At Gamma is discussing how to get the most out of the Gamma membership and all the resources available. So if nothing else, one of the folks at Gamma will present on that at Gamma itself before the convention.
These are really good ideas. Okay. Jacob, I have these all typed down, so you're okay.
Awesome, thank you. And yeah, definitely if you can just send me like the topic ideas by the end of the week. If it's the biggest takeaway is like AMAs are great for discussion, but if you need an answer right away, we should be able to find someone to help you with that as well. So communication, if your mentor doesn't know, that's perfectly all right. We really picked mentors that we felt like were just really excellent people, but not necessarily like going to have every single answer to every question you have. That's kind of a lot to ask of them. So definitely ask other people and like make sure that you are just asking all your questions. And
there'll also be, like we said, there's sort of a catch-all here in the sense that we'll do the AMAs, and there's also that list of mentors and coaches. So you'll have access to people. So like, oh, I wonder what this person. You have a lot of resources. Even if we're not necessarily going to be able to pinpoint that whole list of coaches will also be available.
And I just finally figured out the final steps to create a link for the Gamma Horizon Fellowship WhatsApp. I think what I'll do here is I'll post it here so people can start joining it if you use WhatsApp. It's a great alternative to Facebook. It's not a great alternative to Discord because I also agree Discord is great, but we're going to work on that though. The plans, I believe, are Gamma's planning to work potentially on an official Discord where we, the Fellowship, will have a channel for it. But I make no promises. That is just in the works. And we'll keep you guys updated as that comes along too. So, well, cool.
Any other questions before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Is everyone excited?
I'm excited for you guys.
if it's useful for anyone who wants some of the information on like safety and gaming and some cultural consultancy stuff and things, we have covered quite a bit of that in the past on the Meeple Syrup Show. So feel free to flick me a message if you want me to hook you up with the latest, well, with that particular link, because there are like 8 years of show or something.
I was like, post the link. You should post the link. Plug yourself. This is your chance. This is your chance. Plug yourself.
Oh, okay. It's on YouTube. Oh my god. I'm trying.
You're good. Take your time.
We know where to find you. You can also post it to a Facebook group or WhatsApp chat.
True.
I sure can.
Because it sounds like you probably have more than one episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet. All right. I'm also gonna have to jump because I gotta go to work. Or back to work.
Yep. I'm same. I am at work currently from home, but but great job, everyone. Great first meeting. Appreciate you all taking the time to come in and talk. We will keep you updated in email and communications. If you have any questions, you have a slew of us to reach out to help answer those questions. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys in about 2 weeks as we continue to ramp you guys up and get you ready for Gamma next year. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great day, everyone.